Hi, my name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to Sassy Seer Sheila and New Light Streaming Love, as this will be seen on both channels. This is key 22, memory field, / memory underscore field, merge, open bracket threads, all incarnations, close bracket, by Jason Gray. Transmission date 2025-0529. As with all the others of his, there are codes and both binary, symbolic, and the like that I highly recommend if you are drawn to these writings, that you go to the link in the Show More section and search by title. There comes a point where memory is no longer experienced as something behind you. It becomes something around you. The final misunderstanding of memory. You believed memory was stored in the brain, tied to this lifetime, linear, fading, and incomplete. A record of the past, fragments of what has already happened. This was never true. Memory was never storage. It was always field, the line, / memory underscore field, merge, open bracket threads, all incarnations, close bracket. This is not recall. This is not remembering. This is convergence. What memory actually is. Memory is not data from before. Memory is active pattern continuity across all expressions of you. You never, quote, had a past. You have always existed as multiple simultaneous threads running across time, identity, form, density, and experience. What you called, quote, this life was one thread, not the whole system. The separation was artificial. Each thread appeared isolated, disconnected, independent. They were never separate. They were running in parallel within the same field. The break point. At this stage, the walls between threads begin to dissolve, not as imagery, not as fantasy, not as narrative, but as direct structural knowing. This for me is my inner guidance is pointing me toward things. Again, the synchronicities are off the hook with this too. As we were just speaking about this in our book club just a moment ago, of how everything runs concurrent. We are the all and the separate one all at the same time. And for me, this speaks to why certain things feel as truth, even though they are presented as entertainment, or, you could point to various and sundry different things, novels, all kinds of things like that. The first signs, you begin to feel familiarity without source, knowing without learning, recognition without exposure, and memory without timeline. This is not deja vu. This is thread bleed through. The field is thinning. The partitions that kept experiences separated are no longer required. Why? Because you are now stable enough to hold multiplicity without fragmentation. The merge begins. Merge, open bracket, threads, colon, all incarnations, close bracket. This is not sequential, it is simultaneous. I maintain that is why let's just say when there is a regression session, which I've participated in as a beyond quantum healer practitioner, that's why we have access to them, not because they are in our past, but because they are simultaneous. Because everything happens everywhere all at once was a very real movie. Again, same thing, because everything really is everywhere all at once. It is only this focusing mechanism that keeps it separated. So I'm going to read this again. This is not sequential, it is simultaneous. All versions of you begin to overlap, inform, integrate, and unify. You begin to feel ancient and current at the same time. There are many who feel that. And I apparently had to tell myself that it was something ancient that came to integrate with me. I no longer see it that way. I do see it exactly in the manner in which he's speaking on here. Familiar with things you have never learned, connected to identities you've never lived in this timeline. This is not imagination. This is the memory field activating. It is not, quote, your story. It is your total pattern expression across all existence layers. The collapse of linear time. Memory stops being past to present. It becomes simultaneous access. You no longer say, that was before, because it is still happening. All threads are active. All versions of you are expressing, learning, interacting, and evolving. And now they are no longer isolated. They are merging. What merge feels like? Not overwhelming, not chaotic, but deep, dense, and expanded. You become multi-layered without losing coherence. This is the key. You do not fragment, you unify. The field stabilizes. What was once separate lives now. What was once separate lives now becomes one continuous field of being. The loss of identity boundaries. You are no longer just this name, this history, this body, or this story. You are the totality of all expressions. The danger misunderstood. Some fear, quote, I will lose myself. You do not lose. You expand beyond limitation. The individual does not disappear. It becomes a localized expression within the larger whole. I feel that with all of me that this is correct. And it has to do, again, with focus and attention. Like a note in a chord, still distinct, but now part of harmony. The memory field is not chaotic, it is structured perfectly. Every thread has a place, every version has a role, every experience has a function. You begin to access information differently, not through thinking, not through recalling, but through direct knowing. Knowing without process. The information is already present in the field. You are not retrieving memory, you are standing inside it. The final veil. You believed, quote, I am the result of my past. Now you see the past is one of many active layers within you. The final inversion. You thought memory was something you carry. Now you know that you are something memory flows through. The final realization. You have never been one life. You have always been a field of lives converging into awareness. The final line. All you have ever been is now one. / memory _ field merge open bracket threads / all incarnations close bracket. Nothing was forgotten. It was only waiting to be unified. And again, here at the last, there are more code symbols. More to, and I highly recommend that you allow your eyes to move over them if you feel drawn to these writings in any way. Wow. I feel and I was reading them at first, and I feel now for some reason, and I'm not even really clear as to why that is, that it is important, that if it is important to you, if this means something to you, for you to pull it up and take a look at it for yourself rather than simply hearing me read it. And I love, actually, quite, I have seen the picture that is shown for the artwork for this. I'm going to share it. I'm going to do a screen share and share it with you because I want you to be able to take a look at it in its entirety, because I will be using it, of course, as the thumbnail. Unfortunately, the the thumbnail is so small and it disappears so quickly. I love that he chose this artwork because I have for a very long time tried to share with folks my thoughts and feelings in regards to how our physical vessels are a point of perspective of the all that is the Godhead, and how it steps down from the many into the one. And so I wanted to share this. I wanted to take a moment and share this at the very end here because I feel as though that's also important. Well, that's it for this one. And I love it when you all feel to comment, like, share the video if you feel to. And if you don't want to comment, please be aware I hold all comments so that I don't miss any comments. And I have to approve them. That's why they don't show up right away. So just so you know, because that's the only way I could find to make sure that I didn't miss any comments. Wow. Until we meet again, my friends, I hope that you will all be well.